Well, hello. My name is Daddy-O, and did you know that every time you turn your Uber app on, that Uber knows everything that you're doing? They know how fast you're driving. They know how fast you're taking curves. They know everything that you're doing. All right. So I've got my report. I guess there was a test going on, and I saw in my notes from Uber that I had just completed a challenge. All right. And what it is your driving insight. And you can find this in your app if you didn't know that they actually track this stuff. So I got this thing. I guess I finished some kind of challenge I was on. And this is powered by Cambridge Mobile Telematics. Does this for Uber. They track everything that you do. They know your speed, how you're braking, your turns, how well you take your turns. They know exactly your phone handling. I talked about that one before on here about how well you're handling your phones. And they know about harsh accelerations, how fast you're taking off. I'm going to explain some of this today for you. So if you're new here, you may want to hang on and let's explain to you what's going on and what they're doing. I'm going to show you my little thing down here. Let's go ahead and bring it up now. This was my score that they sent me on my driving insight. I'm at a 95%. Okay. All right. That's where they got me at. Okay. On that one there. Now, here's where they got me. The things they said I need to improve. Here's my driving behavior. All right. And it shows there, let's see here. I'm good on speed. I'm good on braking. I'm good on turning. All right. We're green on that. But down here at the bottom is where I have a problem, it looks like. And like I say, it's my phone handling. All right. I don't handle my phone on rides quite well. They don't like the way I do it, apparently. And harsh acceleration down here at the very bottom. Okay. Harsh acceleration. Hey, I'm in a Mach-E Mustang electric. Okay, so it accelerates a little bit better than most cars. All right. So, hey, I get there. All right. So harsh accelerations, you got to cut me a little slack on that. You put me in an electric Mustang, a rental here. So anyway, in phone handling, I've talked about that before. You get runs or you got something going on. I try to keep mine over here. I have a little thing over here where I try to stand my phone up during the day when I'm on runs and everything. But a lot of times I still have it sitting down here as I drive away, and then I have to move it over here. So I guess that's where they're talking about that I've picked somebody up and I'm not handling my phone. I don't know, and I really don't care. I'm just pointing this out to you guys that don't know that they track everything you do. Uber is tracking you. Your phone gives them all the information they need. It lets them know how fast you're going. It gives them information on how fast you're accelerating, your turns, how fast you take your turns, your phone handling, because it's tracking that also. In other words, what I'm trying to say here today is Uber tracks what you do. All right. Some people don't realize, Uber drivers don't realize that they know how you operating your vehicle. And this can really hurt you or it can help you. All right. You saw that I'm at let's see here. I'm at a 95% good. You only have to be above 85 to be a platinum. All right. 85 gets you platinum, gets you gold and all that kind of stuff. All right. So I'm pretty good on everything else except my phone handling and acceleration. I like the acceleration though. It's fun. So anyway, 95%. Okay. So they track, they know, like I'm trying to point out here today, Uber is tracking you. All right. Be aware of that. If you're in an accident, if someone's puts in a complaint about your driving, your braking, or you were driving crazy, they can put in a report and Uber can bring it up instantly and know if that person's telling the truth or if they're lying. All right. So be aware of some things out here when you drive an Uber. They know what you do. They know when you do it. They know if you were driving crazy and you ran into a car. If it was your fault. They kind of know this stuff. They don't have a camera, but they're tracking your phone, and your phone tells them everything they need to know about what you're doing on your runs. So that's a great way to get you in trouble if you're not careful. All right, so that's what this video is for. My review popped up saying I just completed some kind of test. I didn't even know I was on any kind of test. I guess for the last 30 days or so, they've been tracking. They track you. Look, see if you got in your notes on Uber, if you're Uber driver, check your notes. See if you got some kind of report or review on there. I can't pull it up because it's on my phone here. But see if you got some kind of report on your driving insight, it's called. And you, like I say, you can find this in your app. You can bring up your app, look in there, and you can see what kind of score you have right now. I've done it before. I've stumbled across it before. I wasn't looking for it, but I did stumble across it before and saw what my score was. And like I say, I really don't pay a whole lot of attention to it. I drive safe, fixing to sneeze if I don't watch out. But be aware that they do track everything that you do when you're out with a customer. They know. You know they know it when you pick them up. They know when you drop them off. They know your GPS coordinates on your pickups. They know your GPS on your drop-offs. And they track what's going on in between those two places. They know if that customer puts in that complaint, and it happens, okay? I've had it happen one time before. A customer put in a complaint on me, all right? And when Uber contacted me about it, I said, look at my review. Go look at my driver's insight. You tell me. They excused me. They said, no, it was okay. I was okay. I was good to go. All right. So it can happen. Riders sometimes will stir up a stink for no reason because that's just the way some people are geared. They figure they have to complain about everything. And so their Uber ride's an easy way to complain. See if they can get a free ride or something out of from Uber. I don't know how Uber handles the complaint compartments on that kind of stuff. But they do track what you're doing. So a lot of drivers aren't aware of that. I wasn't aware of that when I started with Uber. I didn't know that they could track everything. I didn't even think about that. All right. That wasn't even a thought in my mind. So be aware of the fact that Uber knows what you're doing. And if that complaint comes in from the back seat after they've gotten out that you were driving recklessly or you were doing something, Uber can find out instantly and you can get cut off the system. It can happen. It happens to drivers. You see stories or you hear stories about drivers getting cut off of Uber. It's for some reason. A lot of times it's because of their driving habits. We'll get them just done away. Uber don't want you out here driving crazy, and they're responsible for the people that's in your car. Not only are you responsible, but they're responsible for those riders also. And they don't want no massive lawsuits coming at them because a driver wasn't paying attention. And they know if you're paying attention. That's why that phone handling part is in there. They use that as a moment where you relaxed. You weren't paying attention as you should have. That's how they get you. So just be aware, they track you. Uber is tracking you. They're probably not the only ones, but Uber's definitely tracking you, okay? So anyway, just had to get that out, get that information out there. Be careful, guys. Anyway, Daddy-O out for today. You guys have a good afternoon, good evening. Bye.